goes, man, yeah, I talked to Bryan. So, I mean, how long you guys think you do firing the kid? I go, and he goes, yeah, clearly you guys don't like doing it.
I never said that.
But he was like, what? And I'm like, you're so off?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Isn't that weird, though?
It's going to go strong.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're so off.
People get different ideas.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Weird
takeaway.
They've only just announced their move to Austin, and already there's trouble in paradise. Bryan Callen's been talking shit, and it came back to Brendan, who decided to bring it up during the latest episode of The Fighter and the Kid. Instead of talking about it off camera, Brendan thought he'd make it as awkward as possible by bringing it up on their failing podcast. And gone are the days when Brendan would straight up bully Callen on camera. Now he's refined his style into a more passive-aggressive confrontation where he drops an accusation while smiling through gritted teeth. He does the same thing with Bryan's allegations. Brendan's the sole reason why everyone still knows about them, because he'll randomly bring them up to remind everyone and then mask it off by saying how funny Bryan is and the allegations have ruined his life.
I have a very close friend, my best friend, who's falsely confused. But I'll get emotional here. It drives me, if we're being honest, leave this, Jin. Don't edit this out. I'm speaking from my fucking heart. I know you're not going to like this. I'm going to look right. It drives me nuts. Nuts. It drives me nuts. And you want to outcast him over some bullshit? That's what I don't with. That's what upsets me. So what makes me proud and not mad, I'm trying to get mad, what makes me proud is he's not going to lash out about it. Bryan's cool. Bryan goes to work. Bryan's doing the road. Bryan's trying to sell tickets. But I'll tell you right now, I don't forget. That shit's not cool with me. That's why you don't see me at those fucking places.
The irony is, Bryan's comedy career had a massive boost at the beginning of this year when he went down to Austin to record his new comedy special at Rogan's Comedy Club and sold out every show. That's the power of Rogan's celebrity. He'll drag in an average comic for a weekend and every single show will sell out fast. But not only that, Bryan also did a solo episode of JRE to boost his profile, which is something our boy Bappa hasn't had the pleasure of doing since 2022, almost 3 years ago. Bear in mind that Brendan Schaub is the most frequent guest in JRE history.
I don't think about ratings.
No, you don't.
But that's why I have them.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? Like, it's not about ratings.
Right.
Like, if you sit around thinking about the ratings, do you think you would be on?
No. What do you mean?
You'd be on this show right now.
Imagine if I was like saying things. Yeah, how'd that come across? Can we do that again? Let me do that again.
You didn't even get it. You didn't even catch it.
Oh, you f***er. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you motherfucker.
And so this move to Austin is looking like it's going to mostly benefit Bryan. Instead of traveling around the country doing gigs to feed his families and pay child support, he will likely tee up a regular spot at the mothership, which will honestly probably pay more than his tours do because Joe Rogan's known to be quite generous and give comedians most of the door. However, one thing we know about Brendan is that he's a shark when it comes to business. He will no doubt have massive plans to make a comedy comeback and finally get a spot on stage at the mothership as well, a place he's previously been banned from performing at. But I'll get into the rumors that Bryan Callen is leaving The Fighter and the Kid in just a moment, because today I'm wearing my fresh new Business Shark tee and hoodie, which you can get exclusively from the Podcast Cringe merch store. Anyway, check out the links below or just head straight over to podcastcringe.com to get your Business Shark tee and hoodie, as well as a bunch of other exclusive designs only available from the Podcast Cringe merch store.
I told you to remind me. I'll do this off air, but we can do it here. Mutual friend of ours apparently talked the other day. Talked to him today and he goes, man, yeah, I talked to Bryan. So, I mean, how long you guys think you do firing the kid? I go, and he goes, yeah, clearly you guys don't like doing it. And I go,
huh?
You're talking to Brendan, man. It's me. He goes, yeah, I know. It's running a short leash. You guys gonna stop doing it when you get to Austin? I go, fighting the kid? He's yeah. I go, oh, Bubba, let me go through this right. Fighting a kid could make $0, and me and Bryan would still do it every week.
Yeah.
It's never been about the money.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that.
Right.
He goes, really? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, I just figured the vibe, like after talking to Bryan, and talking to you, I went, oh, you're so off, dude.
Yeah.
I said, I talk to Bryan every day.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I thought you only talked to me when you're in the studio. I'm like, buddy. I said, dude, I can't tell you how off you are. He goes, really? I go, yeah.
Who
dude.
is this?
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, it's so funny.
I said, you either taking what I'm saying out of context or what Brian's out of context. I said, I can't.
We're not talking enthusiastically because we're.
I said, I can't emphasize it. Or maybe when he's talking to us, there's just issues, maybe. I don't know.
I never said that.
But he was like, what? And I'm like, you're so off.
Yeah,
Way
that's
off.
hilarious.
Yeah.
We're going to Austin together, dude.
Yeah, I told him, I said, Brian bought a house before me. He goes, really? I never thought he was going to go. I'm like, yeah, he bought the house before I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're doing.
No, we
podcasts,
both have houses. Yeah.
and it's going.
Isn't that weird, though?
It's going to go strong.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're so
people
off.
get different
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah. Weird, right?
I'm
Weird
curious to
takeaway.
see who it is.
Yeah, you'll know.
Very interesting.
Okay, this is actually fucking crazy. There is so much loaded in there. Basically, there are two options in my opinion. The first one is Bryan has been talking shit about Brendan and the podcast, and as usual, our boy Bupper is the 12th man on the deal team and has to find out from somebody else about personal matters like this one. Alternatively, Bryan and Brendan's mutual friend was trolling Brendan. I think both options are equally valid. I've honestly heard it both ways. If you ask me though, I'd say that Bryan's been hinting to people that he's going to part ways with Brendan depending on how things go down in Austin. And there's something that Brendan said there that makes me think that. I didn't realize that Bryan was the first one to buy a place down there. I think a lot of us were thinking that Brendan was going to be more keen to move than Bryan was, and Bryan would either need a lot of convincing or would just end up staying back in LA. See, Bryan's made a career out of being a Hollywood extra as well as doing stand-up comedy, and the options are going to be limited when he moves to Texas. However, like I was saying earlier, it makes sense that Bryan has a massive opportunity to resurrect his comedy career at Rogan's Comedy Club, given that they've been friends for decades. But there's one more thing that I just can't get past. Brendan saying that they'll keep doing the podcast even if it's making $0 is absolutely wild. That right there just proves that somebody else is bankrolling his whole operation. How is it even possible to pay several staff as well as Bryan's monthly appearance fee with $0 coming through the door? You guys know my theory. His dad, Peter Schaub, is keeping the lights on and covering the bills as a tax write-off and to keep his boy busy and out of trouble. But there's no way to know that for sure. I mean, I've also speculated that Brendan secretly isn't getting paid for doing ad reads, he's just doing them to keep up appearances and be like his buddies. Just take a look at how he throws one of his sponsors under the bus by admitting his gums are wrecked from sucking on too many nicotine pouches.
I think when I go to Texas, I got to go under and have someone work on these teeth. But I have to go under.
You do?
Yeah, I'd have to be knocked out.
What do they have to do to you?
I don't know.
Cover them?
Yeah. I can't touch anything.
Really?
Nothing with sugar.
Because the whole.
Daddy's in shape because I can't eat sugar.
But because it's you're
So sensitive. Oh, buddy.
Really?
Oh, buddy. Like
Wow.
like pain to my knees if I eat sugar.
What?
Yeah, but I haven't touched sugar in a year.
Man.
I know, isn't it great?
That's really good.
There's Ozempic
That's a
and then
tough
just get
one.
cavities. Pick your poison.
Get
Cavities
yeah.
or Ozempic.
Yeah. That's
I
impressive.
chose cavities.
Does it hurt on the outside too, like the side, or just on the
Sensitive where I do my nicotine, like the gums are all f***ed up down
bottom? Of
there.
course, because you do a ton.
So let's go to
We
the
gotta
dentist.
get you drilled up, Bubba.
You have to put me under like a Bengal tiger.
No.
They can give you Novocaine, can't they?
Oh, no. I can't do that. No, I can't be awake if you're going to touch my mouth.
But-
you ever had a dog that has a f***ed up paw and try and touch it?
Yeah.
That's me with my teeth.
Bubba, we'll
But I'm
just,
240 pounds.
Bubba, we'll just
And I'll
shoot you out.
Yep, you touch my teeth.
We'll shoot you out with some numbing agents.
No. Here's the thing. I get anxiety even walking into the dentist.
Ah, the big old pussy Schaub. So I don't know how his sponsor, Rogue, would feel about Brendan saying a product that he's the ambassador for fucked up his gums. That's the kind of thing they probably don't want Bubba advertising. Stick to the script, B. Thank him. But let's get back to this move to Austin because this is going to actually be really interesting. We know this time last year, Brendan announced he was quitting comedy to focus on being a baseball dad and to be at home more for his sick daughter at the time. However, just a few weeks earlier, he divulged the real reason why the comedy scene in LA had become so unwelcoming towards him.
I feel like Joe Rogan really like shifted the mindset in comedy of like,
we're not against each other. We're really together, and we can like a rising tide can lift all boats.
Correct.
He seemed to be like the tip of the spear on that.
And then he took that ship and he went to Austin. So that's the same philosophy out there in Austin. But now LA's like Game of Thrones because the king's at it. Got his head cut off. By head cut off, I mean he moved to Austin. And then now it's back to survival of the fittest, which is fine. I can do both. I can adapt with both. I'm down. But it was a better time when Rogan was in town.
How was it different?
It's just, when you got a guy at that magnitude going, this is how we do it. Everyone respects everybody. We support each other in every way possible, whether it's podcasts, putting each other on shows. Like, this is how we do it. Like, people are like, I guess that, even if they didn't want it, like, that's what I got to do if that's what the guy says. And that's how he carries himself. We're going to do the same. So it was just a more welcoming time. Then he leaves and that kind of standard's gone. And you still got the big boy. You got Santino and Bobby doing Bad Friends. You got Bert Kreischer. He just does his on his own. Segura's gone. Theo's gone. Tim Dillon's in and out. Right. So it's just kind of everyone's spread. So that kind of those kind of unspoken rules are gone. Which is I'm down for the lawlessness of town. I'm down for that. I'll survive in that. But it's just not as fun. If that makes sense.
As fate would have it, Buppa wouldn't be able to survive the LA comedy scene without Papa Rogan to get him through the door every night. That's why I'm so interested to see what happens when they head down to Austin. We know that Rogan had a talk with Schaub and explained to him that he's not a headliner yet and he has to put in the work to improve his act before Rogan will put him on stage. We've also heard Rogan deflect responsibility for bookings onto Adam Egert, who takes care of all of the bookings at the mothership. But now that Brendan hasn't been on stage for over a year, he hasn't been working on his craft or putting in the hours on stage to make it into the elite top 50 group of comedy assassins. How will Joe Rogan deal with Buppa's constant pestering and nagging to put him on, especially if Bryan's got a regular spot? If things go the way I think they will, Bryan eventually won't need the monthly paycheck from Brendan's dad, and Brendan will be stuck with a dead podcast and a dead comedy career. First it was Theo Von, and now it's looking like Bryan Callen will be figuring some stuff out. And it doesn't help that Brendan's completely innumerate.
Tucker's way bigger now that he's on his own, yeah?
Oh yeah, way bigger, way bigger.
He's so good. He's undeniable.
He's a super nice guy.
He knows exactly why he stands where he stands. Like, he's really thought out every position, it feels
Well,
like.
he's not a liar.
He was a little weird when he was on Fox because he's pushing the agenda. But then when he went on his own, I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
but he was
towards
also
the end
fighting
of Fox,
people who were...
towards the end of his run, he was like the only guy on the news talking about real shit.
yeah.
And
That's why he left.
and talking about things that were very controversial and people did not want him talking about.
And that's why they fired him,
They
right?
fired him when he was at the top. It was a lot of different things. There was multiple different. I mean, no one was happy.
Both their Fox and CNN ratings suck. Cock. Final Kid gets more views.
Yeah, it's at this point it's a weird medium because there's too many commercials. You have to watch it at the time that it's
That's
on.
how they make money through all the
Yeah.
advertising. And it's all pharmaceutical companies.
It's just too hard to compete with the internet.
So I actually went and looked this up. In the past week, Fox News averaged 2.8 million viewers per night, and CNN averaged 500,000 viewers per night. Compare that to The Fighter and the Kid's 900,000 views for the past 30 days, and Fox News does more than 3 times the views that Brendan does in a month in just one night, and CNN isn't too far behind. Why Brendan makes shit up like that when it's easily verifiable will never cease to amaze me, but it makes more and more sense why Rogan tells Jamie to disable the live chat on Fight Companions. And Brendan's clearly nervous about this move. It seems like he was a bit quick to pull the trigger on the move, and now he's getting cold feet.
Shannon, how are you feeling about Texas? Now that it's getting real?
I told my parents yesterday because they came to
How'd
visit
they
me
take
yesterday.
it? I did get a call from your dad.
I know. Was he crying or no?
No, he's like, I can't wait to get this kid out of here.
No, everyone's cool with it, man.
Your
Yeah,
mom-
like I said, I don't have.
I haven't got pushback from anyone. A few people expected, but for the most part, everyone's stoked.
Yeah, I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. Like,
Yeah, you're the perfect
yeah,
candidate
this
to go.
is like the best time to give it a shot.
just
So
up and go.
yeah.
You get any pushback on your friends or family?
Oh, no.
No, right?
Not at all.
Most people are like, can't believe we didn't go before.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All of them.
Our boy AG from Toehold's like, I can't believe Brian's going. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, I can't believe Brian's going. I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Come on, man. Let's go.
Yeah, Brian's 100% been talking shit behind Brendan's back. He's got a plan, and I'm totally fucking here for it. Now, you guys know I don't like to be cynical, and I never make assumptions or create my own narratives. Seriously, who the fuck keeps adding shit to my scripts? Sorry. Anyway, apparently Texas has much looser family laws and actually caps monthly child support payments at $2,760 for 3 kids. I mean, everything helps, right?
The new Austin look, dude.
Dude, hair transplant, cowboy hat, and I fix my teeth, bro.
Oh, dude.
And your wife doesn't divorce you for that gay search history, dude.
Yeah,
My only issue with all of it, there's a million things you have to figure out, leave the studio, all this, but we'll figure all that out. And the kids are stoked, but I just don't think they realize the magnitude.
They don't yet, but they'll get, you know what kids do, especially boys? They adapt this quickly.
They will, especially I'll find his team, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we'll end the season in May, so we'll leave after then.
You'll get yourself a Tesla. You'll be driving around with me. It's going to be great.
Not never. Yeah, I'm excited. Be fun.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
A new journey, new chapter.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's gonna be man.
Yeah. Be great.
What else you got, Jen?
Okay, is it just me, or was the whole vibe of this podcast fucking weird? It's like everyone in that studio has Stockholm Syndrome. Brian sits there like a hostage, nodding and smiling, picking away at his hands, while Brendan looks around, forcing everyone to laugh at his shit jokes. It'll be interesting to see how much money Brendan's dad puts into the new podcast studio down in Texas. Maybe Papa Rogan can lease them some space for cheap in one of his warehouses or something, but honestly, at this point, they should really downsize everything and do it out of Brendan's house or something. Tiger Belly does way better numbers, and it's all run out of Bobby Lee's garage. Either way, it's going to be an interesting few months to see how it all pans out. Like I said, I've got my money on Callen coming out of this in a better position than he's in now, and Brendan will no doubt continue to redefine rock bottom. The guy would survive a nuclear holocaust. Anyway, make sure you check out the links below, or just head straight over to podcastcringe.com and check out all my new merch designs. Otherwise, sign up to my Patreon via the link in the description for my longer form uncensored content. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel on YouTube while you're here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, she might be my type because I'm
Guys,
50%
guys, I'm a fan of her too. I would beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, but you're
cool,
280 pounds.
You just said I'd be
fucking gorilla.
scared of her.
Not you,
No, me.
Brian.
I
said
thought you were talking me.
Brian.
Oh, that's why I said that.
No,
You know,
Brian.
Hey guys, just so you know, this is a re-upload of a video that I posted last week. As soon as I uploaded it, Shots Studios, on behalf of Steiny, copyright claimed the video and started monetizing it themselves, but at least they didn't take it down, because Vlad TV randomly did a manual takedown of the video last night because I used around 40 seconds of an interview with Adam22 about his wife Lena the Plug's video with Jason Love. So instead of fucking around with copyright disputes and all that shit, I've just edited those bits out and re-uploaded it. Unfortunately, I chose not to edit out the bits from Steiny's podcast because they're more important for this video. He'll probably monetize this video as well, so enjoy the money, you fucking grub. Go and look up the definition of fair use. Okay, I feel better. Enjoy the video.
There was a zombie apocalypse.
This trend of interviewing adult film stars has been going for a few years now, and it's even gotten to the point where a lot of these so-called actresses are starting their own podcasts and YouTube channels, capitalizing on the ever-growing trend of normalizing incel behavior. But hey, listen, if you're a casual watcher, I ain't got no beef with you. I'm partial to a sneaky MILF video here and there. I've got mad mummy issues. Anyway, I'm talking about those guys who work overtime to pay for their OnlyFans subscriptions. The guys who go back to the strip club during the day to convince the stripper who winked at them the night before that they can make a life together, only to get smacked in the mouth by the bouncers. You get the idea. This is who those podcasts are for, and if you haven't noticed, business is booming. It's gotten so bad that celebrity incel Steiny the Simp created a whole new podcast brand dedicated to fulfilling. I think she means a guy who's non-judgmental and is happy to be her daily cuck. So anyway, I've put together a cringe compilation of adult film stars on podcasts for your cringe viewing pleasure. No cream pies here, guys, so keep it zipped up. However, just before we get into that, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. We've just ticked over the 5,000 subscriber mark. So thank you to all of you who subscribed in the first 4 weeks of this channel's existence. You can say for sure that you were here at the ground level. Seriously though, thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy this kind of commentary, sort that shit out and join the rebellion against podcast cringe. Okay, enough talk. Let's roll the tape. We'll talk after.
Tell me about Adriana Chechik.
She made a pretty cool offer to us.
Wait, hold on. No, this is a bit.
It's not a bit.
Pull it up, Nadav.
Between him and Bert, Tom Segura and Bert Chrysler, I'm just wondering if they want to get a DP going or if they want to, hit me up for any double action. If both of those two men want to put their podcast where their dick is, then find me. They know where I am.
Is this sanitary?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I've got porn sets, so like
no one's deep to that mic.
No, that's the guest mic.
Should I try?
I think so. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? A little dust in your mouth?
Okay, let me get a sip of water because I know.
Can you go ahead and just order a new mic cover right now?
Yeah.
Immediately?
No, yeah, right. After her, I want that mic. Actually, you know what? When you're done, take that mic cover off and give it to me.
It.
No, I'm going to put it on my mic and I'm going to use it
She's doing it.
Hey, babe.
Hey, are you busy?
No.
Okay. Soft pitch. Just want to hear you out. You're on the podcast.
Okay.
Tom and I have an offer to DP, double a star. Now, we're not, hold on. We're not going to do it with our real dicks, but we'd like to do it with strap-ons, wearing underwear, strap-ons, wearing underwear, have sex with a star for a live show. Would you let us do that?
No.
Wait, hold on. Hear me out. There's a lot of money involved.
I don't give a shit. No.
Okay. Would you wear a strap-on?
No.
Can we be in the room while people pretend to be us?
I think that's gross.
Okay. I love you.
That's not a no.
Love you too.
God, she's such a bummer, man.
No shit.
Oh.
Oh my God. Wow. No problem.
Wow. It's happening. That's amazing. Holy.
Literally without even any problem whatsoever.
It happened.
Amazing. Amazing. As Logan would say, talented.
These are the things I like to see on Impulsive. That's what we do, right?
You're on the podcast. Quick pitch.
Soft pitch.
So we finally were able to. Bert had not seen Adriana Chechik's offer for us to DP her, and so we're talking about maybe doing a live stream, and wanted to see if you were comfortable with us. Hold on. With us wearing strap-ons, so we're not using our actual dicks.
No, the answer is no.
I hope guys that are watching this that feel insecure in the relationship can relate to it as well. Girls don't act like us. They don't act like us. They don't act like guys do. Guys are in a relationship and then they see the next hot piece of ass and they're like, oh my God, like I wish I had those today and that today and that today. The richest man in the world could hit up whoever's watching this girlfriend right now. And if it's a real one, she won't answer that message because she has a relationship with you. She has a mental connection with you. Women create this strong chemical and mental bond to their mates that is unbreakable in certain cases. And I know in LA, we have difficulties with that and people cheat and all that kind of stuff happens. But for the most part, women are mates. They have a lifelong partner gene built into their DNA, into their code. And so even the way that she loves in the first couple months of this relationship is very indicative of the kind of person she is. She does not care how much money you have, how many touchdowns you threw, how much rap you've put out in the past year. She doesn't give a She looks at me as the alpha of alphas.
Is that true?
I mean, maybe I went a little bit, but
Mike's the number one guy.
That's what the alpha is.
Yeah.
Are you cool with us standing in the room while other people DP her?
Ugh. Well, who are the people?
Professionals.
Well, I was going to say you and Leanne.
Oh Oh my God. I'm going to pass out. I don't like the scenario at all.
Okay. All right.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite stepsister, Lana Rhodes, and this is the Lana Shift. Right now, I'm with my filthy rich boyfriend driving in his Lamborghini. We're about to go to Saks Fifth Avenue and buy a bunch of shoes for me on his credit card.
None of that's true except for the fact that I'm driving the car.
Do I want to ask you any questions? How do you feel about me, babe?
I think you're a very, very, very sweet girl. Absolutely.
Guys, at what point in a relationship, like how many months in do you say I love you?
I was gonna ask you this because you've mentioned this in a vlog before that you don't like fast sex, right?
That's what made the
like
first two
super
times
rhythmic,
so bad.
speedy sex. What does make a guy good at sex?
Well, with Mike, he actually does like every time that we have sex, like every single type of stroke. Like he doesn't just do one. So I
would
get like
not
everything.
have guessed this. Is it because you care?
I think it's I hate to say this, but I think it's because I've been at it for a long time. Experience is everything. Like
that kind of grosses me out. Like whenever I think about it, like,
well, that's the
sometimes I think like, why is he so good at? And I'm like, fuck, it's because he's so many girls.
Oh no.
Wow, there are so many levels of cringe in there. It's like Inception cringe. We had Tom Segura and Bert Kreisler calling their wives, asking for DP permission, Lena the Plug venturing out and making her first video with another guy, and all the drama that followed afterwards. But probably the worst for me was Mike from Impulsive dating Lana Rhodes and giving us his hot take on the importance of finding a, wait for it, real one. Like, actually, that happened. And I'll tell you what, I had so many other clips that I left out because there was just too much cringe content. They've even gotten to our boy Daniel Mack. You know the, what do you do for a living guy on TikTok. Did you even know that he had a podcast?
I have a question about scenes. Like, what is the most amount of you've had in your
At one time?
At once, yeah.
I've only done one in my ass
Okay,
at
never
a
the
time.
double trouble?
No, but I mean, I've had some crazy that looks like triple trouble.
What's the biggest that you have had?
Probably Dread.
Dread.
Or
okay.
Shane Diesel.
Wait, how many inches are we talking?
I never measured it. I don't know.
Like, take a guess. Like,
He's
how big? For the people listening.
It's also like some of these, it's not even that, like, for me, it's not the length that's like what's scary. What's scary is the girth. Some of these motherfuckers are like this. I can't even, I'll go like, and I can't even fit it still. It's like,
God.
sometimes the length, I mean, but you could have like a long skinny and I could put it down my throat, no problem.
Okay,
Because
so you could have like a 14-inch, like not 14, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
14-inch skinny pencil, and that's no problem.
Yeah, because it can fit down the esophagus.
What about like
and
a fat, like the fattest ever? Like we're talking like a 5-inch, but like we're talking.
I
the sausage of
personally
the century.
love because my G-spot is very shallow.
Okay.
So like, you know, you just put in like the G-spot is just like one little bit of a knuckle. So like when a is like all the way inside me, I'm like, you are way past my G-spot.
What's the ideal?
No. Like you.
Like a fat micro.
I think a nice girth like this,
Like
like,
that.
the microphone and it
like that, like a okay, so like a fat. I'm
a
looking
fat
at
little
here, a 5 or
Yeah.
4-inch, like
4 or 5 inch, but I even still, if I'm riding it to hit my G spot, I would probably only like go like to there.
Is it like hitting your cervix? Like a 12-inch?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, in a
You
scene?
feel bruised on the inside.
Because there's like a limit, obviously. Like it's
Yeah.
like where like, you know, people are stuffing up like 40-inch things up there.
Sorry, guys. I sincerely apologize for making you watch that clip. Wow, that's some straight up brain dead shit. Now, look, I've said this on other videos and I'll say it again. This is yet another symptom of the podcast post-saturation point. They're running out of ideas, so they thought, what if we give these women a voice on our podcasts and capitalize on their notoriety? And the thing is, I don't actually have a problem with these adult film stars retiring from that work and starting channels and podcasts or whatever they're into. Sasha Grey seems to be doing okay out of it, and good luck to her. It's these simp podcasts that get these women on and basically worship them as if they've achieved something significant in their lives and give them a chance to tell their stories. Shout out to any sex workers watching. Get a real job. But at the end of the day, we only have ourselves to blame. If there wasn't such a big audience for this kind of content, then...
Who makes more money? You're Tom. You're selling more.
No.
Bigger
I mean, no.
player.
I mean, I
should
don't
shut
know.
up because I love him and he'll eviscerate me. Probably.
No. Tom has his. I think his podcast, Your Mom's House, is very profitable. I don't think he's touring right now, so it's like it's anytime anyone's touring, I definitely do bigger venues than he does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he knows that.
Okay, good.
He doesn't. He's done an arena. I do arenas. So like, whereas Tom has done an arena.
One here.
He's primarily his comfort levels theaters. That's where he really can sell tickets.
One truck.
Yeah, I have like 5 semis and 3 tour buses. Right. He has, like, he flies.
Yeah.
He flew Southwest recently.
Hey, did you guys know that Bert does arenas? There you go, now you know. Either way, welcome back to another video, and for my regulars, today we're going to do something a little bit different. Have you heard of Whistling Diesel?
All right, what happened today? Yeah, guys, we f***ed up. Oh my god. This is not okay. We f***ed up. Is there anything in the car that's valuable? My phone. Yeah. Everything out of the vehicle. The fuel tank's right there. That's not a good idea. Watch out!
So what on earth does Bert Kreischer and Jake Paul have to do with Whistling Diesel? Well, they're all YouTubers, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. So stick around because I'm going to tie it up for you nicely towards the end. And speaking of YouTubers, apparently Tupac's talents would have made him a good YouTuber.
Dude, if you watch a documentary about Tupac, he would get into the studio and be like, let's go, guys. It's not science here. Just start rapping. Go. That works. Next one. Like he just was like, they said he had a little bit of like this, I only got a limited time on this planet mentality, but he just put out content. That's what he did. I mean, he's got posthumously, he had like 7 albums and that's all he just recorded. Like he would just go in and create. I think he was just a creator, man. He would have been one hell of a YouTuber.
Okay, hang on. Just imagine Tupac doing an ad read on his own podcast for Manscaped. Yeah, I just blew your mind. But hey, let's get serious for a minute because there seems to be a bit of a problem here. You see, content creation and social media more broadly have elevated and created unlikely celebrities. And it's not just cringy comedy brains who've been capitalizing on this trend. There are UFC fighters making more money from YouTube than actually fighting, all sorts of different athletes. Even tradesmen and blue-collar workers who have mastered their craft are making a killing from all of these platforms. And a lot of their content is kind of addictive to watch, I've got to admit. And for someone like Bert Kreischer, who can't keep his mouth shut, it's easy to see how comedy brains like him basically ended up being full-time creators. Yet somehow he still insists and deludes himself into believing they're really just artists who have a side gig on YouTube. It's actually the other way around. You see, Bert's side gig is stand-up comedy. He makes most of his income from doing ad reads right here on YouTube.
Hey, I didn't really get famous until I was like 40-something.
How old are you now? In the 50s?
44 was, I think, when I started like really selling tickets.
Yeah.
Is at 44. It happens differently for everyone.
Right.
Like people said that about me. They're like, people would sit me down and say, "You're funny as shit."
Yeah.
For me, it was always like I was more about. Because I had kids, I was about making money. So I'd take a job at a travel channel and I would do work that no one was going to see, but it paid well. Right. Or at least I thought it paid well until I started podcasting. And then I was like, this pays way better. $5,000 what I made on my first TV show ever. The X show, I made $5,000 a week.
Which one was that? What is that?
On FX. It was day and date. You shot basically 5 days in a row. It was awesome. And so I was like, that was my goal, is to make $5,000 a week. So even in stand-up, I wasn't making that. And then when I did my travel channel show, I was making like $7,000, and I knew, now I did the math and I was like, okay, that doesn't make me a millionaire. But when I did my first podcast read, I was getting, I'll say the real numbers, but I think I was getting like $1,500 per read.
What's that mean?
Or 12,
for the
read.
Commercials and stuff?
And I did 7 reads.
Okay.
Or maybe it was $1,200, and I did 7 reads. And I was like, and I did the math, and I wasn't paying managers or agents, and I was like, oh, I'm done with television.
So those were old numbers that he was talking about there. I did a bit of a deep dive into Bert's channels and all his podcasts to get an idea for you guys as to how much he would be earning at the moment from all of his ad reads. So let me break this down for you real quick. Both Bert and Tom would be earning at least around $5,000 an ad read at the moment, and some could even be a lot higher than that, just depends on the deal and where they place it. So we'll use that as a conservative figure for now. Now, if they're doing 20 to 30 ad reads per week across all their videos, and Bert even posts ad reads to his Instagram and Twitter without any context, just like a straight up ad read, I'd say Bert's comfortably making 6 figures per week just from the content that he pushes out across all of his platforms. And just as a little side note, if you look at the comments on Bert's Twitter and Instagram ad reads, they're mostly trashing him and calling him out underneath. The guy really just does not care, huh? He's just getting that check. Anyway, Tom Segura, on the other hand, he would earn at least double that, I think, maybe even more, because he's got YMH Studios, which has several different podcasts, but you also have to factor in paying the talent and all of their staff, etc. But still, it's nothing to sneeze at, right? So even without factoring in stand-up comedy tours and ticket sales and all of that, these guys are comfortably bringing in a few $1 million a year each just from doing ad reads every week. And think about this, right? They're obviously passionate about doing stand-up and they enjoy the atmosphere and the fame that comes with it, which is great, good luck to them. But it would be so much easier and much less pressure to sit comfortably in the studio and talk smack for hours on end and do ad reads to bring in the money, compared to having to write a decent set and then travel around the country and also internationally doing stand-up comedy. The reality is, I actually think both Tom and Bert make more money from podcasting than they do from stand-up. They might not admit it, and they probably enjoy doing stand-up more, but comedy really is the cherry on top for them at the moment. It's more of a side gig when you look at it in financial terms. And I just want to make one more point before I move on here. When it comes to doing things like buying cars and buying houses, investment properties, and all of that stuff, generating income from podcasting for these guys makes life so much easier when they go to the bank for loans. Think about this, right? When you're a stand-up doing tours, you earn money in one big hit every year or two, maybe longer if you take a break. So when you go to the bank, you don't have a steady income to show them to get a mortgage or a car loan or whatever it is you're going for. That's why these guys love podcasting and put out episodes religiously, banking them months in advance and making sure they never miss a weekly upload, because now they have this steady monthly income they can use to pay their bills, buy nice cars, have multiple houses, etc., etc. You get the idea. That's something that I think most people don't really appreciate about celebrities. A lot of them don't have a steady income to rely on like a lot of us pedestrians do. But here's the thing. All of that is changing. It's becoming more competitive and it's harder to get views than it used to be. And these guys are getting dirty over it.
Is anyone YouTubers now?
Not really. No, like the platform is kind of ruined.
Okay, hang on. Sorry, I just had to stop it there for a second. Bert, bro, you are a YouTuber. What do you mean are there any YouTubers anymore? Dude, that's exactly what you do. That's how you make most of your money, from YouTube. Jeez, man, the delusion is real. Bro thinks he's an artist.
Yeah. Because now everyone's just focused on the algorithm and doing to get people's like brainwashed brains to be locked into this content. And there's this barrier of separation, sort of like boxing, which is partially what I'm trying to fix in boxing, where it's the 99% of people are trying to be in the 1%, and the 1% makes all the money, gets all the brand deals, and are wealthy and have all the subscribers and just are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But the 99% on YouTube now just can't compete because there's so much high production value, hundreds of editors, edited thumbnails, and it's just these videos with no soul. The only goal is to get views. Yeah. And they figured out the numbers and all the algorithms behind it down to a science. And it's really ruined the platform, honestly.
Oh, I can barely deal with this. I mean, really? Jake Paul complaining that YouTube videos these days have no soul and creators are just fishing for clicks? Jake Paul? Bro, you and your brother Logan invented clickbait. Like almost literally. Oh man, that's so funny. Let me break this down and explain exactly what's going on here though. Okay, so a few years ago, both Bert and Jake Paul were in that 1% of creators who were dominating the platform and earning all of that ad revenue, yada, 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 like Jake was saying. But the YouTube algorithm is changing and changing with the times, and guys like Bert and Jake are falling out of that 1%. It's actually quite incredible to watch, especially for someone like Jake, because he used to be one of the biggest YouTubers, and I mean, he's still getting views, but nowhere near what he used to. I'll show you some numbers in a moment, but let's get back to this because it's getting really interesting.
I have a hard time with the YouTube algorithm. I mean, even with Two Bears, and it's me and Tom's podcast. But Tom was like, you can get more views if we change the thumbnail. And I just was like, I don't know, man. I just like there's like, and it's like you got to do like a crazy face, and then the title's got to be Bert a child, and then everyone's like, wait, he a child, and part of me is like, that's not even what happened. But
it's all about clickbait, and then the first 30 seconds to a minute of the video is just this overload of stimulation and
Wow, imagine Bert being worried about telling stories that aren't true. But Jake's right about the editing of videos these days, where there's a focus on overstimulation in the first 30 seconds. Just take a look at one of his own recent videos. Mini trailer for the video to overload your senses and prevent you from clicking away. But here's the problem. That video is almost 2 months old now, and it's got just over 800,000 views. And by many accounts, that's a big number, right? Until you realize that Jake Paul has over 20 million subscribers. So that view ratio is less than 5% of his subscriber count. And when you look back through Jake's channel, the last time he got a view count ratio that was over 10% of his subscriber account, well, it was almost 6 months ago, and before that, over a year ago. So even with thumbnails like this, he still couldn't break 1 million views, which is something he used to do in his sleep. So then, what exactly is going on here? Well, enter Whistlin' Diesel.
Good.
Base to the fire, base to the fire, base to the fire.
Hey, Brady, keep the fire off the field no matter what. Hey, drive the car. Drive the car forward. Drive the car forward. Red Bull? Yes, everything. All right. What happened today? Yeah, guys. We f***ed up. Oh my gosh. This is not okay. Fucked up. Is there anything in the car that's valuable? My phone. Yeah. Everything out of the vehicle. The fuel tank's right there. That's not a good idea. Watch out. Fire department. Okay. I just lost $500,000. Hard loss, but I can't say what's gonna happen anyways. It's okay, guys. We'll recover from this someday. I don't think we're ever gonna recover from this. That's our rental van, dude. You can't even fake that. That happens so fast, dude. That's what I was telling Ben. I didn't have 5 minutes. Seconds.
So this crazy video is 3 months old and has over 10 million views from a channel with almost 7 million subscribers. And sure, that's an absolutely crazy video, but when you look at Cody's whole channel, most of his videos get well over his subscriber account, and the ones that don't are usually pretty close anyway. And this is the problem for old school YouTubers like Jake Paul. Mr. Beast really has changed the algorithm. Now it's all about how crazy you can get. Everything has to be some sort of a challenge and completely outrageous, which ironically is what Jake Paul and Logan Paul and FouseyTube, Roman Atwood, even Danny Duncan, I mean, the list is endless, right? But they used to do crazy prank videos and get huge view counts as well, but that was all fake and scripted, and people got sick of it after a while. So now channels like Mr. Beast and Whistlin' Diesel have blown up because they deliver mostly real challenges without a script. Mostly real challenges, I said. And it's hard to look away from that kind of stuff, right? But let me give you an even better example. We saw one of Whistling Diesel's Ferrari videos, so here's a recent Ferrari video from Jake Paul for comparison.
I think I might have already broken.
Negative 420. Why the does the board say negative
Bro,
400?
None
of you guys wrote negative 420,000 on the board.
It would be negative $420,000.
None of you guys know why it says negative $500,000 on our YouTube budget.
Bro, stop with the bullshit. Did you write that?
No, I didn't. That's not even my. That's Jake's handwriting.
You know where Jake is?
Jake! Why the does it say negative $420,000 on our YouTube budget?
Over video 5?
Yes, for video 5.
Yeah, wait, I didn't tell you guys what.
Oh God.
I could show. I'll just show you guys. Come on, check it out.
You bought a Ferrari?
What the fuck?
Wow, a YouTuber bought a Ferrari and did burnouts. It's 2023, bro, come on. And here's another little nugget for you guys. In both of Jake's Ferrari and Porsche videos, they put the word review in brackets in both of the titles to get those views from YouTube's car community. Still didn't work though. And so when you compare that to Cody, who blows up Ferraris and launches G-Wagons through the air, Jake Paul's content looks kinda old, boring, and dated. The funny part is, he knows it as well.
Guys, this is a crazy, surreal moment. 5 years ago, I got my first supercar, which was my Lamborghini, and come such a long way. Back then, we were getting like 10 million views a video, and now we're getting like 900,000. So we've come a long way. Bro, I'm nervous to drive this thing. Like, it's so nice that I just don't even. I'm just gonna leave it here.
So that was 400,000.
The van is a rental.
40?
Which is, yeah, that's a $40,000 van.
At least $5,000 in the van.
Yep, equipment in there. We got most of it out, but
we just blew $500,000.
the wheels and tires.
We just blew $500,000.
Yep.
They don't even know that's a Ferrari yet. Like, it just looks like a
it
normal,
could be an Altima underneath there.
It looks like a dune buggy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the idea. I will just say this though, it sucks that emergency services had to waste their time with this kind of thing. I'm sure they've got a million other things to do. Anyway, this really is a problem for guys like Jake and Bert, even though they're slightly different content creators. And you can tell how much they worry about it based on how much they talk about it. In almost every one of Jake's podcasts and even on his normal channel, like we saw, he references that his views are falling off.
There's the argument on the other side of the conversation that it's like, no, like now the bar is set higher and, you know, people are doing these amazing things.
It's not inspiring kids in the right way. Like when you were like huge on YouTube and it was like Rice Gum and you and like all these other
it was
people,
the best era.
It was the coolest thing in the world. Now I feel like it's like too like corporate, too like
it is.
It's like super
there's literal funds getting behind these channels.
Of course. It doesn't feel reachable and it doesn't feel like something I'm inspired.
Well, there's no for lack of better terms, there's no FOMO. Like when I watch videos of you guys living your life as an older dude, I'd go like, God, but I wish I could like. I don't really get that anymore. I go, oh yeah, cool, you have a set.
But then you end up in this predicament where it's like you either keep up with the Joneses and do what's working,
okay,
or we could do what we would like to do, which is just sit down and just shoot with you for 4 hours straight and talk about
ever.
But then it's like you get left behind, and at the end of the day, people got to pay their bills. So it's this weird predicament you end up in where it's like, do you bend your art to business, or do you just say, "Fuck it, I'm going to stay true to what I love and just hope that works out"?
And now it's like walking that tightrope, which is like what I'm doing. It's like you kind of have to do both, which kind of sucks.
It's interesting that he says that about having to do both, because what he's talking about is doing his podcast called BS with Jake Paul, which is what we've been watching these clips from, and also still doing his normal YouTube vlog style videos, which has been dying as a format for years. And even though he's only been doing his podcast for around a year now, it hasn't really taken off like they probably thought it would. So now he's stuck creating all this content, struggling to get 10% of the views that he used to get, which has forced him to try to reinvent himself through boxing. But to make matters even worse, His next fight on December 15 isn't even a pay-per-view event because he's fighting an unknown boxer and people are getting bored of these celebrity boxing matches. Now, don't get me wrong, Jake's got plenty of money, he's going to be just fine, but it won't be long before he'll have to live off his investments and savings because he can't generate a decent income compared to the old days. But I have a solution for him. Here it is, folks, you heard it here first. Next year, Jake Paul should have a celebrity boxing match against Matt Rife. Now think about it. Don't dismiss the idea, all right? Rife talks all the tough talk and he's trying to shake off his female-only audience and his pretty boy image. This would be the perfect event for him to springboard off and own all that tough guy talk he's been running. Jake the problem child Paul versus Matt pretty boy Rife. Yeah. Thank me later. Anyway, I want to finish off with a couple of observations about Bird and where all of this leaves him. And it's actually going to be even worse for him because of how interconnected his stand-up comedy is with his social media and content creation. Bert's able to supposedly sell out arenas and do these massive tours because he's a slave to social media and he's built up an audience by constantly being in their faces. If the algorithms start to drop his content even more and more, then that will affect his ticket sales eventually. And if that cycle continues, there will come a point where the time and effort involved with keeping the machine, no pun intended, moving will exceed the benefit. The ad revenue will dry up, his staff will move on, and he'll be forced to live off his investments and maybe do smaller shows like Tom Segura. But let's be honest, Bert's got plenty of money, he's going to be fine. But when you're used to a certain lifestyle and so much attention, it can really break you into pieces when it all disappears. Anyway, something a little bit different for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment below, let me know what you guys think about all of this, and if you haven't subscribed yet, consider jumping on board so you get all my uploads right there in your feed. That's it from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
No, I have an intro for you.
You guys just
I'm
started
cruising in.
You started the show by saying we're going to lose subscribers. This is not the show that people are going to subscribe to.
No,
in front of me, by the way.
No. I'm saying, regardless of you, we are losing subscribers.
Okay.